Okay, guys, welcome back to part 2 of Baddies Tea recap number 10. We're going to jump right back into the Jayla versus Lex topic. And if you haven't seen part 1, go see part 1. Jayla responded and said, "What was you tearing? Because when we hit the floor, you wasn't hitting me. Run that clip back. I bit you because of the reason I said. You wanted to keep taking up for a B that bit me, so now you can see how it feels. Do I need to bite you again, La Cienega?" And then somebody says she didn't get to her. Why didn't you run it with Tasiki when she called y'all out for jumping her friend? Word on the street, you and Summer didn't want that and made sure y'all were protected. So Alexis, please shut the F up. Jayla shared it and co-signed that rumor that Tasiki wanted Lex and Lex ducked the fade. And Jayla said, say that ish again, please. Lex also went live to discuss her favorite new baddies. And she also spoke on her relationship with Ivory. And it seems like these two are on good terms now.
My top 5 favorite newbies. That's a great question. I would say so far, I don't know if I should say that. I really like LCK and Choco and Russian Cream, as you guys seen. I like Russian Cream. Yeah, I just like them 3.
LCK and Choco Brown did respond to Lex saying that they were some of her favorite newbies. Elsie said, "We like you too, Lexi." And Choco Brown said, "Lex is a lovely soul."
And me and Ivory definitely, we did what we had to do. And, you know, I have no issue with her at all. Like, as y'all seen from Reunion, we didn't leave off on bad terms. Like, from Reunion, we never left off on, like, bad terms, so.
Now, I know Ivory left Africa, but I am wondering, if Ivory does come back next season, which I feel like she probably will, would this have an effect on Lex and Dolly's relationship? Because Ivory still has smoke with Dolly, but she's cool with Lex. And I don't know where she stands with Summer. But you know what I mean? I just wonder if that would cause any cracks between these three's friendship. So that'll be interesting. Let's see how that plays out. Now, speaking of Ivory, I know she's gone, but I did want to mention this because I feel like it could also affect the other girls, and we might hear similar things coming from some of the other girls. So before Ivory left, I mentioned to y'all that she was saying how she was getting sick, and a lot of the stuff that they was eating wasn't agreeing with her stomach. She said, "Bro, I'm getting sick here. They feeding us zebras and ostriches. Y'all laughing, and I'm dead serious. We eating birds, zebras, and monkeys, fool. Never again." So I don't know if she was exaggerating or what. But she ended up coming out before she left and saying, "PSA to Africa, I truly didn't mean any harm with the comments I made about the food in Africa. I want to publicly apologize. I'm still learning the culture here, and I'll always love and support my fans. Big apology for the misunderstanding. I love y'all. Shout out." Now, y'all know Smiley loved to play games. She loved to hack people's phones. She loved to act like she's somebody she's not. So Smiley decided to play on Biggie's phone, and I guess somehow she called Biggie's phone and it made it look like it was Natalie calling, but it was really Smiley. So when Biggie picked up, she thought she was picking up for Natalie. Eventually, she realized she was talking to Smiley. But in all of that, Biggie did confirm that she won't be doing Baddies Africa.
Yo.
Hey, Biggie.
Oh. Hi, Ivory.
Hey, are you ready to come to Africa?
Absolutely not. You already know. I already spoke to them now. You already know how I feel about it. They already been calling me for some time, nigga. You already know how I feel about it, Nat. I thought you was calling me for something else. I thought you was calling me about our song or something.
Biggie, get on the flight.
Hello? Nat, how you even calling me, nigga? You usually call me FaceTime audio, nigga. You're in Africa.
Well, thanks to the baddies that my phone is broken. The baddies broke my phone.
This isn't even that. Man, Smiley, you're a fucking dumb weird kid. You're a fucking guy. Stop calling me. Bro, this bitch is a fucking...
Yo, you sound bro.
So her Baddies timeout is now officially timed out. Biggie will probably not show her face on Baddies Africa whatsoever. And there's really no point for her to be there. Tasiki's not there. Anna's gone. Stunner's gone. She got her friendship with Tommy, but Tommy's only a special guest. So it's like, girl, you have no point in coming. Rolly also came out and announced that she's single again. If y'all didn't know, for the last couple months, Rolly has been in a public relationship with this guy. She was kind of posting him on her social media and stuff.
Locks changed, bitch. You won't be getting back in.
I can't wait to his friends.
Rolly posted, "I'm single as F again. Y'all dudes are trash. I won't be doing this for a while." Biggie reshared it and said, "I didn't like him for my girl. I don't care. Me and Rolly need a love show." Now, a lot of people said that would be very funny. I've been saying that Zeus kind of fumbled the bag by not following the Flavor of Love pipeline, because Rolly did 2 seasons of One More Chance, just like New York did 2 seasons of Flavor of Love. It was only right that Rolly got a dating show. And I think it's even better for them to do it now when she's more confident and she has had her surgery. I don't think she was confident when she was on One More Chance. I think she was actually real insecure. I think she's a little more secure and confident in herself now. So I think that would be good for Rolly, and I think it could also show a different side of her personality for the fans. Now, as far as Biggie, I wasn't really thinking about her, and I kind of feel like she's just attaching herself to this idea that's already been out there about Rolly, but I wouldn't be mad at it because the two of them have the same birthday. They went from beefing to getting along. Biggie also lost her man. So, it could work. So let me know if y'all would be interested in seeing that. I definitely think that Zeus should be doing this instead of like the Erica Love show. Erica's show was just so fake and it just didn't give. I feel like Rolly and Biggie actually want love. So if they go on this show and they pick guys that they're actually attracted to, it could be a real show. Okay, next up, I just want to talk about some of the things I've been seeing the fans having to say as far as their opinions on the show burning out, and also how the fans are feeling about Amber Rose joining the cast. So somebody said, unpopular opinion, but Baddies Africa premiering in 2 weeks is insane. Dropping each season back to back is going to make the show burn out quick, as giving the viewers time to miss the show, like Jocelyn does, is a better approach than going on like a 2-year run of nonstop seasons. Because a lot of people don't realize that we on 6 seasons in 2 or 3 years. So I really don't think this is an unpopular opinion. I really think the only people who like the way that they're producing the show back to back right now is younger people who really just love the mess. But people who are real fans of reality TV and are used to the normal classic reality TV formula, we're used to having a break between our seasons. So it's normal. Now, as far as the whole Amber Rose backlash, Natalie posted that picture of her and Amber, and there were a lot of people in the comments saying like, "Girl, we don't care about Amber," fans and stuff. But also the Baddies Going Wild girls was stepping up. Coco Chanel and Ming Lee saying, "Don't nobody give a F about that bald-headed B. Nat, if you give this bull ducky Momo a bag before us, I'ma be tight, no cap. I'm joking. Not about the bag though. I will catch heat." So everybody's really not feeling Amber being on the show. The fans, the Baddies Going Wild girls, and people just feel like somebody on the cast of Baddies Africa needs to address Amber and all of the stuff that she's doing, as far as Trump.
And since Amber Rose is going to Baddies, I better see somebody clock that tea about her being a Trump supporter.
Whoa. Do I think it will happen? Not really. I pretty much think Amber probably has a no-touch contract. And she also has her niece there with her. So if anybody really does want to run a fade with Amber, I feel like her niece is going to step up and take that. But you never know, because y'all know how Natalie is. She hold her grudges. And Natalie and Amber definitely had some beef back in the day. Like I said, it was about Wiz Khalifa, so it should be over now. But who knows if Natalie still feel a way about that and she want to set Amber up. But I do feel like it's not really going to pan out well with the fans if Amber is on the show and nobody's able to confront her, at least verbally, about the stuff that she said in recent years. And people basically feeling like she's racist or she doesn't really love her black side. And as you can see at the bottom of this picture, Natalie and Amber seem to be doing the Vogue South Africa cover. So let me know what y'all think about that. I feel like at this point, Vogue is letting anybody on the cover. I mean, this isn't the US version, so I don't think it's as prestigious, but still. The girls are starting to wrap up this season, and it seems like Natalie is really having a hard time. She seems really homesick this season around. She said, "I'm about to cry myself to sleep." And then she posted a picture of her daughter Journey and said, "I do it all for you, princess. Man, oh man, you're so set up for life." I definitely feel like Natalie loves her daughter and she is doing this to set her daughter up for life. But I just feel like at what cost, especially when you're producing a show at this super accelerated rate where it's not filmed like a normal traditional reality show and you're not having those breaks in between to have enough time with your family, in my opinion. And we also recently found out that the ladies have officially left Africa for their in-season trip and they have now landed in the UK. Pretty P has also returned from her grandfather's funeral, so she is back for the remainder of the season and she will be on that UK vacation with them. Now, this makes me wonder, were the girls actually banned from Africa or from a certain country in Africa and that made them cut the African leg of the trip short? And then there was also rumors that there was going to be a Baddies UK season. So is the Baddies UK season now scrapped because they did a trip here? Or is this kind of going to be like how Baddies East ended with Jamaica, and then the next season was Baddies Caribbean? So maybe Baddies Africa will end with UK, and then the next season will be Baddies UK or Baddies Europe. So
if this world were mine, hey, Roman numeral 7 days, drop it like it's hot. If this world was mine, I take your dreams and make them multiply. If this world was mine, I take your enemies in front of God. Introduce them to that life, hit them strictly with that fire. Fire, 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 fire. Hey, Roman numeral 7 days, drop it like it's hot. If this world was mine, I take your dreams and make them multiply. If this world was mine, I take your enemies in front of God. Introduce them to that life, hit them strictly with that fire. It's a bop, they a dance, let them watch. He a fan, he a flop, they just wanna kumbaya. Nah.
This world concrete, flowers grow. Heartache, she only doing what she know. Weekends, get it poppin' on the low. Better days coming for sure.
also, after we saw that the ladies landed in London, we found out that Sexy Red is also in London. So some people are questioning, is it already planned for her to make a cameo on Baddies? And if it's not, will they do it now, since it seems like they just all ended up at the same place at the same time? Sexy Red definitely represents that Baddies image that they like to push on Zeus. Like, her and Summer are basically the same people in different fonts to me. Okay, so it seems like there's new groups forming. So we already have Summer, Lex, and Dolly. And then I showed y'all on the recent Baddie T recap how they initiated Russian Cream into the big three, even after she was allegedly talking about them and saying she looks better than them. But for some reason, Lex, Dolly, and Summer like her, and they've brought her into their clique.
Fairy, yeah, yeah, she was a fairy. Yeah, yeah, she was a fairy. Yeah, yeah, she was a fairy. With a fatty, I'm my daddy. He want grab it, he want smack it.
And Lex did put at the end of that video, before y'all clock Dolly not being here, she sleep. So Lex was just letting us know that, you know, it's not like they replacing Dolly with Russian Cream. All four of them are hanging out. But at the same time, we're seeing another trio emerge: Cole K, Rican, and Fania. And there's been rumors going around that it's trio versus trio. So Summer and K Rican have been going at it with each other online. So there's this video going around. It's a throwback video of K Rican before she got on Baddies when she was on the news. So let me show it to y'all.
That's what I heard. It was gone. Oh, we y'all. So I was just standing right there. I had my plate in my hand. I was eating my fish. And then I just heard, and I just ducked in the breezeway.
So after seeing that video, you know, people had a lot of different thoughts regarding her personality. Someone commented and said she's definitely an ex-crackhead. She got the meth mouth to match. Summer said, nah, she's a current one. Now, another person that K Rican is beefing with is newbie LCK. Now, I do feel like LCK kind of feel like she got something to prove, because when the teaser dropped, I don't think she was shown getting into anything. And there was kind of this scene where people were fighting and she was just standing there with shades on, and it looked like she had a dead stare. So people kind of felt like she was going to be boring. And Elsie had clearly saw the comments, and she basically responded to it saying that she wasn't boring. So I feel like she got something to prove right now. K Rican posted this picture of LCK and said, girl, bye, pamper butt. Elsie said, pamper butt, but at least I have all 4 teeth and you perked up and left Baddies. So sound like she's saying K Rican teeth got knocked out, or she don't got teeth. Like maybe she got a missing side tooth or something, you know, that kind of thing. And then she talking about she perked up, child, and she left Baddies. So is she saying K Rican is not even there no more? I don't know. So Elsie went on to show this picture of K Rican missing a tooth while Baddies is filming. So like I said, I don't know. That could just be a missing side tooth that was already there. Not necessarily like somebody knocked her tooth out while she was on Baddies. K Rican responded and said, me and Ivory have no beef. That's my girl. Fake news. No hoe ever knocked my tooth out. Delulu. Because I guess some people started thinking maybe that's the person who Ivory was saying she took their teeth. So K Rican is basically clearing it up and letting it be known her and Ivory are cool. And what Elsie is saying isn't true. We got another newbie named Choco Brown, and her and DTB are going to have issues this season. We did see them going at it in the trailer or the teaser. And someone decided to go into Choco Brown's comments and say, you shouldn't have fought Diamond. The fans like her and now they're going to hate on you. She responded and said, I really don't care, baby. Africa got me. So it sounds like she's standing on business. She's not worried about the fans. She's not coming in trying to please the fans. If she don't like somebody, she don't like them. In other news, Suki came out and basically said that Ivory is one of her favorite baddies right now. She says she like Ivory. That's the type of person she'll rock with in real life. Would y'all like to see Suki come back to Baddies? And would y'all like to see her and Ivory as a duo? And speaking of Suki, A Connection TV does have some upcoming interviews. There's 2 upcoming ones with Judy and Sarah from Bad Girls Club. I think the Sarah one will be interesting because we know Sarah does not take her foot off of Natalie's neck. And I think the Judy one will definitely be interesting because I'd like to hear a lot of behind the scenes tea from season 7. And Judy is definitely very iconic in the Bad Girls Club world. But right now, the interview that he has coming out is the one with Sapphire. So part 1 is already out, and I believe it's going to be a 4-part interview. So I'll watch it and I'll discuss it if it's some tea in there when I give y'all the next recap. But there have been some clips going around, and the previews are basically looking like Sapphire is not going to give Suki any credit for being the reason that she got put on Baddies. Sapphire is trying to say that this is all based on, you know, her own connections that she had to people at Zeus, and she was going to be on Baddies regardless of if Suki came on with her or not.
I chose to go see my mom. Of course. So from there, I want to say about a week went by, and I got a call from a producer from the network, and they were like, you know, we really want you here, and it only makes sense. And then that's when they asked me how would I feel if they brought my partner, my friend at the time, on with me, so that way we can just come on as special guests. So that's how that whole thing happened. It wasn't someone went in and like I was already a part of the Zeus family. I've already had relationships with them. These were already my friends.
The fans don't seem to be buying that at all. Someone says she's lying. No one knew who Sapphire was. And Suki literally wasn't going to come on Baddies. She only did it for Sapphire. They first asked for just Suki, and then Suki said put Sapphire on and she will do it. Someone else commented and said, is she forgetting she's the one that told us Suki got her on the show? If the Baddies were already her friends, why did she say on the show she was building friendships with them? The lies. So I'm honestly hesitant to even watch the Sapphire interview, but I'm going to do it for y'all. I've never been the biggest fan of Sapphire, and I definitely felt like the situation between her and Suki was fake on Sapphire's part. And then our last segment of this video is basically going to just be going over all of the footage that I have of the girls outside in the clubs and things like that. So here's a nice picture that I found of Ivory, Natalie, and Rolly. So one thing that we've seen going down in the club is Big Lex versus Fania. Those two were getting into it in the club. We've also just seen some other clips going around of Summer, Dolly, and Lex in general still fighting at bookings and hostings, but that's what they had so much to say about Jayla doing last season. Remember, Lex was telling Jayla you should have knew better than to fight at a booking, but it looked like that's all you and your friends are doing.
She was a fairy, yeah, she was a fairy with a fatty. I'm my daddy. He want grab it, he want smack it, he want have it. I'm my.
Scotty showing off her crew, the lit side. So these are the girls that she's really vibing with this season. DTB, Marissa, which is NLE Chopper's baby mom, Fania, and Tavi Baby. We do see this picture in the club of Summer, Natalie, and Scotty, and we see that Summer is holding up Scotty's leg. So it seems that these two are definitely on better terms than they were, at least at the reunion. There's also this random clip of Diamond in the club, and she just decides to elbow drop into the audience. And it looked like she was jumping into a fight, though, which means, once again, them fighting in clubs. Okay, guys, so we are caught up for now on all of the tea as of Friday night, May 2nd. I'll be posting this on May 3rd, Saturday, though. So if I see any extra tea when I get up on Saturday morning before I post this, I'll add it to the video. Okay, guys, so I'll see y'all later. If you're following me on TikTok, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube. And if you're subscribed to me on YouTube, make sure you follow me on TikTok. I'll see y'all later. Bye.
I just want some bands.